Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. In the last episode we started exploring here the grounds of the Mushroom Kingdom. In this episode we're going to be very much continuing in that tradition, he says, not walking up to the shop. For now we have got a lot of purplums, and that allows us to buy this kingdom's purplum outfit, which is the Mario 64 cap and the Mario 64 suit. And hilariously, that also makes us like Mario 64 style, which is very amusing, especially when you pair this with a different hat, because he still has that face, which is very amusing. Anyway, we'll continue where we left off last episode, so we'll walk up to the Goomba Woods. And we will, of course, start by capturing ourselves a Goomba, who unfortunately does not go polygonal as I might have hoped on the way up. But there are some purplums together. There's 3 there. Whoop. Come on, there we go. There are 3 here. And then there's a kind of encampment here, and obviously remember that people are scared of us when we're in capture mode, and that's about to become terribly important. Because there's this guy up here, and he is guarding a power moon, and under normal circumstances he won't move because he's protecting it. But he hates Goombas, and he runs away when we bring a Goomba up here, and we get Toad Defender there, brilliant. We now want to kind of head over here, and there are 3 coins there. And another 3 coins here. We don't need our host anymore, certainly. And we have a toad here. If we speak to this toad, what do we eat? Oh, there's actually... I'll assassinate this Goomba first, clearly. There we go, you're safe now. He says, "You know what I miss? Your blocky, polygonal look. Glad to see that you in any time you're dressed like that. And you're so classic right now, you can go right on in. So this is the costume secret for this world." Fans of Mario 64 will very much recognise this room, though perhaps not the order we have to do these chests in, but we will start. I just know this order. You just have to do it by rude trial and error. That's number 1. Then we go up to here. Then this one. Then we do this one, I think, bottom left. Then that one. Then the middle left. Then the bottom right over in the grass. And then finally this top one over here. Yeah, there's no trick to this as far as I can tell. The first time I did this, well, these kind of ones, because there's a couple of these like chest traps that slowly build up throughout various levels. You just have to figure it out just by trial and error, because it's always the same pattern, so there you go. That gets us Courtyard chest trap. There's a little secret in here as well, because this is technically a secret area. There we go, and that spawns us another one. Those Cappy on top of things ones can be surprisingly hard to spot. Right, now we're going to do another Mario 64 classic. They really do just deliberately hit all those nostalgia notes here. Once we're outside, we can head up to the castle itself, and the castle is surrounded by moat. Our long-term goal here is this Goombette here. But because of the water, we can't get to us. So what we're going to do is drain the moat. Speed it on, please, Doctor, as we swim around the place and unplug all of these kind of various little kind of, what do you call them, I suppose? Plugs, I guess. Stakes, I think was the term I was looking for. Not forgetting there's also 3 of those blue coins, not blue coins, purple coins underneath the bridge itself. And once you unplug all of them, then the moat drains. Which means we can now get to the Goombette. There's also a pipe here plugged up by one of those fruits. But the issue is she's now very high up. So, we need to go and do some serious Goomba stacking back in the Goomba Woods. We actually need every single Goomba that's there. There we go. This should be a mighty enough stack to please her. Oh, perfect. And with that, she is obviously so happy that she gives us a power moon. Wonderful. Let's do something... horrific, quite frankly. There's no other way for it. This is one of the single hardest things in the game, except for the fact that if it comes to it, there's a nice easy cheat for it. At least if you have a recording and capture setup like me. If you don't, well, you're kind of fucked. But we'll get to it in just a second, because first things first, there are 2 purplums here, with which I only got 1, apparently, bafflingly. What the shit? There we go. And then there's another 3 down here in this little pond. So... with that, we have this... where the shit has it gone? There we go. We have this rocket over here. Ugh. This is Picture Match. We've done this before with the Goomba in the Cloud Kingdom, and this one here is with Mario, and it's actually a new capture for us. It's one of the few post-game captures there. So, he'll give us a power moon if we try it. It is no different to the Goomba one. We just look at Mario's face, he explains how it works, that we have to take a good look, and then it disappears. Passing score is 60 points. So, there is our new capture, and we will run from there. So I'm going to do this. Oh, which way round do those eyes go? Like, is it that way or is it that way? Because they're not actually symmetrical. Or are they? I think they have the thinner bit at the top. Well, they're covered by his nose anyway. No, I think they'll have the thicker bit at the top, actually. Let's try that. Fuck it, right. I'll try this and then we'll see how this one looks. Right, all in all, I think that probably shouldn't be terrible. Let's see how it looks. I need to get 60 points out of 100 anyway. That's pretty good, actually. 91 points. Brilliant. That's not the cruel thing, by the way. That's the easy version. We're about to do the much, much harder version. Because the game just does the twofer here. So, talk to the Toad again. And he says, I made it a little harder. Get a high score and you'll win that. Give it a shot. Cool. So this time, memorize that face. Oh, and each time you place a feature will disappear. That's normal. You earn points, blah, blah, blah. Passing score at 80 points. So harder. My last one would have passed. But then he does this cock move. There go your frames of reference. You only get the outline. So this is basically evil. I can't remember which way around I said the eyes went. It was whatever way I did it. I think it's the thinner way on the top. But, God, you really just have to kind of line this up with all sorts of random shite, just with the edges looking okay. How about that part of his ear? Sure, we'll go for that. Then, oh no, I've got into an eyebrow by accident. A Goomba eyebrow, no less. Right. So this other one will go here, I'm guessing? Basically, I've got to get almost as good as that last one, but with way less shit to work with. I'm going to actually hold my finger on the screen there so I know where that eyeball was, and then I can position this nose relative to that. That'll do. Eyebrows are going to be real bollocks. Which way do they go? So the longer bit goes to the right, isn't it? So there's one probably about there-ish. It's the fact that they both make this harder, and then also harder again, as in like they make it, they increase the points cap and also make it more difficult by removing all those kind of frames of reference. This can just take fucking forever, it absolutely can. But as I say, if I don't get it done in this first shot, I am absolutely not against overtly cheating, and there's a handy way of doing so. Which maybe I won't have to show off, we'll see. And his mouth goes, what, there-ish, I think? Yeah, fuck it, why not? Right, let's see how that freak looks, or have we gone full Picasso with him? Let's find out. And you know what? That's pretty good. It ain't gonna be 80 points. 66. This is so evil. Ugh. I could be here all night. And I'm not going to be. But I will tell you, dear viewer, if you are playing along, unfortunately you will be here all night. Because you won't be able to do what I'm about to do. Doctor, future Doctor, disable the primary capture. And enable the auxiliary capture. This won't look any different for now, but we'll get there. So, now we play picture match. If you're using a capture card like me, at this point, take a screenshot. Then, using the OBS streaming software, we overlay that image. Spoing! And now, he'll fade out. Except he doesn't fully fade out. And I can just look at my monitor over to the side and line these all up fucking perfectly. Oh, so it is the other way around, so it's the thick bit at the top. There we go. And hopefully you're able to see this. Or you can just absolutely see nothing at the moment and I'll just cut back and we'll talk about it as if I'd completely cheated. But this is absolutely cheating. There's no way around this. But that's because there is no trick to this other than... I mean, maybe you can draw diagrams and know how many like fucking pixels things are away, but this is an awful challenge. It's just, and it's like, you know what? I could be here for like a fucking hour trying to figure it out, but that won't be particularly good content. And I've got more stuff I want to record tonight, quite frankly, than just sitting around doing picture match. I've already got tonight. I'm planning on doing fucking jump rope hero and volleyball genius or whatever. I got those the wrong way around, I think. But either way, those two challenges I'm planning on doing tonight, and they're going to take bloody ages anyway. So if I can, speed things a little bit up, I certainly won't hesitate to do so. I may, looking at my own screen, perhaps it's just a preview thing, or maybe I've just set the frame rate wrong on OBS, so this may not look great. I've actually never really used, weirdly only used OBS for work before, because it's handy to actually be a way of trimming in a webcam or something like that, because my webcam is a really wide-angle lens, and if my room's messier, suddenly I look like unprofessional. Or sometimes I want to widen it out so that they can see the cats when I'm in a long meeting. But there we go. With that, I'm going to say that looks pretty good. You'll see, there we go, now it all suddenly looks fucking weird. So let's turn the overlay off. And how did I do, Toad? 80 or more points to win, and I scored 100 points, yes. Surprisingly, if you cheat, you can do it perfectly. Worth it, just to avoid hating myself too much tonight. With that, we get a boon, a picture match, a stellar Mario, and let's head back and switch my capture back over. So with that done, it's time to actually herd some sheep, because we now know where they all are, because the final one we've been looking for is here. So there's two I kind of want to get in the first instance. There's this one here, and then he's got a friend who is around in Goomba Woods, and because these are so far away from where we actually need to herd them to, I would rather do both of them in one insofar as I can, which will be a lot of fun, but then the rest are all much closer and easier. I am hitting him for... Could you fuck off? So many Goombas! Unnecessary! There we go. I've been hitting him for now, but hitting them is a bit of a risky maneuver because you can knock them out absolutely where you don't want to. So I'm just going to do this in the sheepdog fashion. So, future doctor, speed her on, please, while I herd these bad boys. You may have noticed, we absolutely picked up a third one along the way from next to the well, which does make things a little bit easier. Our next one is obviously just right here, so we can just bring him over. Then next up, we want to go over to the painting by the Snow Kingdom, the painting to the Snow Kingdom. And let's go and bring him back. Then our final one is over behind the shop. Actually much further behind the shop than I thought. He's actually right over here. And so let's finally bring him back. Wonderful, and with that we have got all of this 6 sheep. And so Toad this Toad here just spontaneously gives us a star. Wonderful. Right, let's head over to that little like Toad encampment next to the pond by Goomba Woods. Let's head over there. Now, this Scarecrow here, will start a timer challenge, which will appear to be impossible. I think it's just about doable under normal circumstances. But we are going to cheat. I mean, this is the way the game expects you to cheat. Certainly what I did with the puzzle part match is bad cheating, whereas this is expected cheating. So, throw our cap on it, and our star appears there. And we really don't have long to get there. I think if you do some very efficient movement, you absolutely can, like, roll there in time. But the way I found out that makes it way the fuck easier is just use the scooter. And you'll think it's starting to fade now. You've not got a huge amount of time, and even there I fucked it up, so I don't know if that is possible normally, but hey, let's try again with the scooter. I suppose you can also do what I kind of did there, of tease it, of like hold it hovering, and then move yourself between it and Cappy to give yourself a bit more extra time. But, oh, there we go. Oh, just about got it there. Right, let's head back over to the Scarecrow. Ooh, we landed back on my bike. Nice. Oh, I can run over Goombas! Oh shit, that's fun! Oh, I had no idea that was an option! Oh, that's brilliant. Anyway, what I want to do is up here, there are a load of plants here, and if we spin around and chuck Cappy, light them all up, and we can get ourselves a nice easy moon there. We are starting to fill in the graph on this one, ignoring the Toadette graph that ain't going to be filled for quite some time. The regular kind of graph of this, because this doesn't have a moon rock or any other kind of source of things. It's all just post-game, so we can get everything that isn't Toadette content right now. We could grind out much of the Toadette content now, but don't. You'll lose your damn mind. There's 3 purplums here, and there's a rabbit inside the maze who I'm vaguely going to chase. Oh, there, we've got him! Yeah, that was nice and straightforward. Normally he's a real bugger. So that gets us, of course, caught hopping at Peach's castle, and while we're here we'll also grab the other 3 purplums which are on the other side. So, Toad has this garden here. I could have done some of these as I went along, but I didn't. So we're going to go and get all of the seeds now. So, for the first seed, we just basically want to head due west of here, and it's right down here. This one, I'm not even going to bother cutting for because it's right there. Next one, if we head kind of over near the shop, then from here, like south of the shop, there's this copse of trees, and in the middle of it is our next seed, so let's return that. Then next, we want to go to the kind of like spiral that heads down towards the Dory Pond. I did actually point the seed out, so you should know where it is. And then for our final one, we need to head all the way back to the Dory Pond. I'll actually warp, I think, at this point. Obviously, you can't warp with the seed. Anything you're holding when you warp, you just drop, so we do have to walk it back. You'll see down there to the right and underwater is our seed. So let's grab that one. And with that planted, we'll just give them time to grow. Hopefully, what the shit? Hopefully, by the time we're done in the kingdom, they should have all grown. If not, then we're always capable of doing the time warp. One of our final now rematch bosses is in this tower here. We just want to come around the back and get ourselves 3 purplums. We've almost finished up with the purplums. Actually, we've mostly finished up with this kingdom, to be honest. It's one of the nice things about it being... Obviously, you do have the boss rematches, but because you don't have, like, story progression, you actually do hammer through moons and purplums pretty fast. This is, of course, Mecha Wiggler. Have I got 6 hearts or not? Yes, I have. Right, so I'm going to learn from last time and hold it in the crab fashion. And the main difference with Mecha Wiggler is there's fucking 2 of them. Which makes those dodgy bits a lot harder to do. That's one of the changes. The other change... Oh, shit. No. This is a hard way to dodge. Oh, there's not a lot of safe spots from them. And then they'll probably do that one more time before actually attacking and showing what their other business is. Oh, no, we are going for it. Cool. So notice some of... They throw out these pink blobs. These pink blobs, if you don't hit them, will split into a lot of yellow blobs, which will then attack you. When you're at this section here where you kind of wail on them, both wigglers do come together. I would genuinely say when there's pink blobs in the air, there you go, now it's split into 3 yellow ones, which is much more annoying. And they're going to do me in. I would say focus on them, actually, when they're up, rather than actually focusing on Mecha Wiggler itself, because there we go. I forget there's like a reload time on, there we go, on what's it called? The Sherm. But, as ever... I'll just skip through the rest of it, and I always find it really weird as well. The Mecha Wiggler's only 2 cycles, which feels deeply unwholesome, but there we go. See you at the end. Oh shit! Well, that's horrifying. And there we go. With that, speed through that, grab ourselves the multi-moon, and head back out to the Mushroom Kingdom. So, with that done, it's time to actually... Not quite head inside the castle fully, because there's actually, as I say, weirdly not that much in there. Not like Mario 64, most of it is the grounds. But we are going to head towards the castle, certainly. Because we've got almost all of the purplums now with those 3. Yep, 94, that's exactly how many I should have. What we finally want to do is get onto the roof of the castle. You can actually see there's a star up there, and we'll be getting that imminently. So the way up onto the castle is to use this scarecrow. Way easier than one of my enduring memories of Mario 64, at least on the DS, was using Luigi to like backflip hover up in an incredibly jakey fashion up the side of like the waterfall to the side of Peach's castle in that game, to then try and get onto the roof early. It took literally about an hour of just like jump, hover backwards, and you'd slowly gain speed. Budding speedrunner in the Maker Ring, I was there. I'm not climbing this fast enough. I'm not going to get there towards the top. And there we go. Okay, cool, we are. What we want to do here is, to get to that star, we basically have to climb up as high as we kind of can here. And then our real goal is just a long jump over to that bit. Oh, that's not a long jump, that was a high jump. And then we do a Cappy throw. Oh, bugger! Okay, that's probably not going to work, is it? Nope, let's see if I can. Oh! No, let's try that again. There we go, we can actually jab it that way, wonderful. And that gets us the moon perched on the castle roof. But there's another reason to go up here, which is another post-game capture. Of course, this is Yoshi. Yoshi can flutter jump, and Yoshi can tongue things. And tonguing is very strange, because he can use his tongue to like stick to walls and stuff. We'll see a little bit more of this as we go on. But Yoshi has a real power, which is the consumption of... Bloody hell. The consumption of fruit. If I come up here onto this pole, then There's 3 bits of fruit, and you'll see our fruit meter is filling up. While we are doing this, I'm going to put some music on. Mix things up a little bit. Where's the athletic music from Mario World? Is it this? Yes, it is. So, time to run around gathering fruit. We do need to eventually eat all of the fruit in the whole kingdom. And most of it is in Goomba Woods. Trees are also your friends, so kind of keep an eye out for how much may be in various trees. Is there any over here? Not sure. Don't think so, though. It's also weird in this game that you don't even ride Yoshi as Mario, you possess him, which is, if anything, worse. Right, let's head over this way. I suppose most of it's going to be in Goomba Woods here, so... Yoshi's tongue does extend quite far, as I say. You can hop off walls and do all sorts of weird shit. Once you fill up the fruit meter... Oh, I already thought that was it there. Once you fill up the fruit meter... Once you fill up the fruit meter... Yoshi will be so happy he'll crap out a power moon for you. Wonderful, Gobbling Fruit with Yoshi. But that's not it, because in fact, if we were to eat some more fruit, the fruit meter starts again. So let's fill it a second time. And when it's full a second time, Yoshi will crap out a second power moon. Yoshi's second helping. But we're not done yet with the little bastard, no. We can gather literally every bit of fruit on the level, and... See, I said and as if I was going to cut straight to it, but I realised there's actually something new we need to show, which is down there. You'll see there is a pipe which is stuffed with a Yoshi fruit, and we will get to that in just a second. There's actually another one of those as well that we haven't seen elsewhere. But let's just try and nom this from the distance. Let's grab these two. Oh, do it. What the? Oh, I did the weird wall stick. Ugh. It's just, it feels very unwholesome. Like, that tongue, there's nothing good about that tongue. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and I'll see you down at that pipe in just a second once I've gathered this final fruit. Oh, I've seen some more in Goomba Woods that we need as well. Well, let's head back down there in a second. But yes, there's this pipe here and we can just nom that and that uncorks the pipe. We'll be back for that a little later. How do I get out of this hellscape? And then finally with those two got, if we follow not this river but the other river, the one that's heading from the Dory Pond kind of upwards to its source, then we get to this cave, which also has another pipe in it. That is the last fruit we needed. You do need to get literally everyone on its map, but on the map, most of them are. There's those couple on the castle roof, which is can be easy to miss. Then there's the ones in Goomba Woods around the moat, and then those 2 pipes, and that's basically it. With the 3 Yoshi stars gathered, we are going to finish up by showing off what's in this pipe here. Because if you've been paying attention, there's one boss we haven't actually rematched yet. Indeed, it is the Ruined Dragon, the Lord of Lightning. Let's face him down, and this is quite a cool one in the redone version. So, first off, ice physics. This entire arena is now slippery, which makes this about as much fun as you can imagine. His attacks just generally have a bit of a wider area and start off harsher, and this one looks very different. As you see when he slams down, there's a vertical axis to this attack, so it means you can slip through the cracks somewhat. I probably am not going to get enough in time to do damage on this cycle. Wait, maybe I will. Oh, yes, actually I will. So that's really it to it. It's the third axis for the slam attacks, it's the ice physics, and the fact that just everything hits a bit harder. Like the kind of blast when he does that is wider. He spawns more of these things and they home in a little bit more. Other than that, I'll just finish up the Lord of Lightning. And with that, wallop, I believe that's now us done with 3 matches. It's only the non-brutal bosses, don't worry, I don't have to fight any of them again at this stage, which is really nice. And with that, I think we will call it an episode. Next episode, we will be gathering literally the final few moons in Peach's Castle, of which there are not many. There's basically that other pipe I showed you, and that's basically it. Oh, there's a couple of things inside the castle, of course, but not a huge amount. Then we'll be on and getting the kind of post beating the game content in the various other kingdoms. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.